In this lesson, we're going to look a little more at combining like terms. And one thing that we talked about in the last lesson how we can combine terms like 3x plus 5x to equal 8x, but something that wasn't talked about was what happens if we have some x's, but some of them are x squared or x cubed or just x. Can we combine those? So what happens when there's exponents? So we can look, can we combine x squared and x? And what we can look at is we have x squared here, a square that would be x by x, and a rectangle that is x units, so 1 by x. So if we think of this in terms of area, we have 1 by x and x by x. If we try to add these, are we going to get, is x squared plus x going to make x cubed? Well, x cubed would be a cube that is x by x by x. This and this do not make this, so that doesn't work. And x squared plus x, this asks, could it be 2x squared? Well, if we look, x squared and x clearly are different sizes. We don't have two of these boxes, so this doesn't work either. So what we see is when we have x's that have different exponents, we cannot combine them. So if we see an example like these two, let's take a look at that first one. 3x squared plus 5x minus 7x squared plus 3 plus 8x. What we want to look at, everything is x. We want to look at which ones are like terms. We start with an x squared term, 3x squared. And then we look and see if there's any other x squared terms, and there is minus 7x squared. So we'll start with that. 3x squared minus 7x squared, and there's no others. 3 minus 7 is negative 4, so we get negative 4x squared. Next, we can look one power lower. We have plus 5x plus 8x. Both of those are x to the 1 power. Those are like terms, and 5 plus 8 is 13, so we can say plus 13x. And then we can look at what's left. And here, it's just a number 3, so we can keep that. There's nothing to combine. So our final answer is negative 4x squared plus 13x plus 3. So let's look at one more example of that, where we have multiple powers. This one, we have 3x plus 2x cubed minus x squared plus 5x squared minus x cubed plus x. So we see we not only have x's and x squareds, we also have x cubes. And I'm going to start with the highest exponents just to keep everything in order. So we see the first one doesn't have an x cubed. The second one is plus 2x cubed. And then there's also a minus x cubed, or remember that's minus 1x cubed. And that is it. So 2x cubed minus 1x cubed, we would get 1x cubed, or just x cubed. Next, I'll look at the second powers. We have minus x squared, so remember again, that's minus 1x squared, and plus 5x squared. Negative 1 plus 5 is positive 4, so we get plus 4x squared. Then we can drop down to x's. X to the first, we have 3x plus x. Again, that's 1x, so 3 plus 1 is 4. 3x plus 1x is 4x. And we can see we've used every term here. So our answer, not meaning to cross out the cubed, is x cubed plus 4x squared plus 4x. So when we have like terms, we also want to look that even if it's the same letter, do they have the same exponent? Because if they're different exponents, they are not like terms. But when they do have the same exponent, then we can combine them like terms, just like if they were x's, y's, and z's, that we combine each letter individually. So now you can go on to the practice assignment, and then once you finish that, move on to the assessment.